Hey guys, Clumsy here. Welcome back to Microsoft Flight Simulator. Thank you for joining me today. Special day today. As Tom said, how do you call it? Tuesday? Yeah, all the twos. We actually will be streaming, well, US time, Eastern time. By the time that happens, that everything is a 2. Yes, let's see how that works. Thanks for joining, everybody. Hey Scotsman, hey Tom, hey Kelly. Get well soon, Kelly. Goodness. Yeah. Hope that blows over soon. Oh, and yes, I'm wearing the CG shirt. Exclamation point merch. Should get you this one too, I think. Oh my goodness. Ugh. Today, guys, we are checking out the TDS GTNXi. What that is, if you have no idea, don't worry. I'll share more details as we go. I released a video on this the other day. Yes, and this software is amazing. It presents the next level, the next generation of accuracy in Microsoft Flight Simulator. We've often been telling that MSFS is just a scenery simulator, right? Well, with this Avionics software, we are taking a huge step forward towards the proper IFR flying and proper instrument flying and all the proper ways of doing things. So instead of just flying about with no rules, we can follow the rules and we can follow the proper procedures as in real life. And yes, we get the tool to make that work. So that's what we will be going through today. I was hoping, still am hoping, to actually go online in VATSIM, maybe fly VFR, so not really following a fixed flight plan, but we will be in the same connection with the other people, and so we can hear the controller and everything, and we can hear the communications, and we can interact with them if we want to request to land on a controlled airport. If the weather goes bad and we want to switch it to an IFR flight, then we can do that as well. So we have more flexibility and it will feel much more alive, much more real. And yes, Tom, you mentioned Florida. I would like to go there, but right now the controllers are offline in Florida, so I don't think that will work. In the meantime, though, we can go and start off in, is this North Carolina or Virginia? I think this is still technically North Carolina. Have you guys heard of the First Flight Airport? I believe it's called that because this is where the Wright brothers first flew, or something along those lines. It's right on the edge on the East Coast, near, I think they call it Kitty Hawk, Kill Devil Hills. Any place, any of those ring a bell? Acute cold. I don't even know how to pronounce that. Yes, get well soon, man. Yeah, Scotsman often just says hello and then he goes to his stuff. Caribbean. Ooh. Wancho Irauskin? Interesting. Yeah, maybe when a plane comes out that's pretty apt for that place, that would be great. Cool. Right, but yes, let's start there. And I initially was planning to fly around the Boston or New York area because there's a lot of activity there. Let me show you what I'm looking at. So I'm looking at Volanta, and yeah, I wanted to fly in Florida as well, but you can see no controller here, so no blue shade. This one has, and this is where we're starting off. This one, First Flight Airport. So we have controller. We have a controller in the area. But yeah, lots of activities in Boston, in New York, and I would have liked to stay here in this area where all the action is, but with our plane, the Piper Arrow here, as you see in front of you, it's not really advisable at the moment because the weather is not the best. So let me share with you. Yeah, let's get a bit into the realism side of things. Now, from a legal point of view, it's not allowed, it's not legal to fly this plane into known icing conditions. And if you have a look at the advisory, this is aviationweather.gov. I believe this one is the forecast icing. Yeah, you can see the blue shades. That's basically saying that there is icing along those areas, and you can see that's the entire northeast side of the US here. And that's why I chose like just the edge of that icing. And you can have like a forecast that shows you, oh, that actually even goes through where we are. It might be dangerous. So we'll see. It also depends on the cloud cover. If there are no clouds, then it should be okay. But yeah, that's risky because this plane doesn't have de-ice. So we have to stay in an area with no icing. That's why Florida would have been perfect if only a controller would have been online. Yeah, we'll see. And then in addition, in Sky Vector, you can easily see how the overall weather looks like. Green is good, blue is semi-good, red is bad, purple is very bad in simple terms. So yes, we'll see. And right now, yes, in the New York, Boston area, it's pretty bad. Very low clouds, very low visibility, light rain, mist, and whatnot. So we'll stay here, somewhere here. I believe this is where we're starting off from. Yeah, somewhere here. So all green. Pretty. There is an overcast layer around 7,000, 8,000 feet, but we would be very far from that. I think we'll be staying at 2,000, at most 4,000 to 6,000. $61 degrees. Yeah, that's pretty cold. Yeah, where is that? Maybe let's have a look where yours is. Kilo Bravo Whiskey India. That's this guy right here. Where is that here? Is it this one in the center? Zoom in, maybe that makes more sense. Easier to spot. Here. There is a... You know what's happening here in Washington? Because there's a TFR. Effective... Is that Jan 10? Until further notice. Surface to 18,000. Goodness. What's the big event? There's a trucker protest there. Ah, interesting. Central Maryland. So is this Maryland right here? Yeah. We can try and start there. See if things are okay-ish. But I think I'd want to stay outside the TFR and the class Bravo initially, so we can start somewhere nearby. Maybe here would be good. Have you heard of this airport, Easton? This is class Delta though. Could be okay. How about a class Echo one? This one looks good. Carroll County Regional. DC is mixed in that. Ah, I see. So it's somewhere here. So they're limiting the traffic. Yeah, so we might have to skirt around this one, which can be a good thing, which can be pretty interesting. So yeah, let's start somewhere here in the vicinity, and then we'll make our way maybe south, because the weather is probably better down south. Somewhere here. I think I started somewhere here. Ocean City. That could be. Oh yeah, that looks promising. Yeah, let's go there. That also is a class Echo. Looks good. Yeah, let's go with that. And then let's see how the weather looks. The weather looks pretty good actually in this area. So the bad weather is more to the north and to the west, but this area specifically looks good. I'm sold. Let's start there. Good suggestion. Thanks, Tom. And also there seems to be a controller there, so all the better. Ocean City. Let's see. Ocean City Municipal. Let's change the time. Make it local time for me. There you go. You can see lots of GA planes in the satellite image. Start in ramp 5. Just flight Arrow 3. Newly updated, now works officially with the TDS GTNXi. Good. Hey, mechanical. How are you doing? Hey, Joel. Sectional. Oh, it's actually a separate, it's a browser. This one you mean? This is skyvector.com and then the world VFR option right here. So you can have different options on the map. And world VFR is one of them. You've been to Ocean City too? Nice. Maybe you'll recognize some areas. Cool. Alright. Looking good. Area looks great. Wind's pretty strong. Use that website too, yeah. Yeah, not in game. Not at the moment, unfortunately. But we do have something close now thanks to the TDS GTNXi. And I'll show you shortly. Also this one, also this one is actually pretty good. This is a mod. I changed the look of our arrow. Now more red interior, looks more sleek now, right? Clean gray interior. No more of those super worn out buttons. Looks like it has been reupholstered or whatever the term is to make way, at least make it a bit more matching with a fancy GTNXi. Let's go ahead and turn on the plane here. Let's wait for that. Beach from Ocean City up to Philly. Nice. Spent years down there. Cool. Yeah, you can see the nav database. It is expired. It is what? Around 6 months old. Yeah, that doesn't get updated often, I don't think. So we will be a bit behind in terms of nav data. But it shouldn't be that bad. Should have most of the stuff still there. You even have this instrument panel self-test to check that the CDI is working and that it's synchronized properly with the plane. You can see even nav, that goes away, GPS, that goes alive. Looks good. And then we should hear a TOS test annunciation shortly.
TOS system test okay.
There we go. Just like the real thing, I imagine. Very nice. There you go. And let's have a look at the map. So this is Ocean City Sky Diving Center. And yes, this is what I meant, Joel, with the, even if you don't have the sectional in game, you do have this one. Contains all the details you'll need. And sometimes it can be too many details. So you can actually get rid of some of the clutter. So it's a bit more understandable. But yeah, this is what we saw a while ago as well, right? Yes, you see the Class Bravo airspace from surface to 100, and then you can even click on it and get more context on what that airspace is. Washington Tri-Area DC. Class Bravo from surface to 10,000. Very nice. So yeah, you actually have the sectional here in a way. And then you also have, if you zoom in, you'll also get the same, there we go, the obstacles. Right, and it will show you that's a tower, 452 MSL, 348 AGL, and the color will change depending on your current altitude. So if you are above that, it will be white. If you are at risk of hitting that, it will be red, and somewhere in the middle it will be yellow. And then you have the different landmarks as well. Potomac River. That looks like something that we can traverse. Are we near there? Yeah, that looks pretty promising. But yeah, we do have some airspaces here that we'd like to avoid. And the GTNXi will actually warn us when we are like 10 minutes away from entering an airspace with our current trajectory. And if we're 2 miles away from an airspace, it will all warn us about that. Hey, Mantra. 3 hours of this. Yes, definitely. Doing great, Mechanical. Doing great. I'm loving this GTNXi. No, this is paid. This is paid. TDS GTNXi is a paid one. It's in the mods list. I think they have a discount right now for until end of Feb. So if you're planning to get one, I highly recommend doing that before March. Right, but yes, before the battery runs out, let's go ahead and go through the checklist. Yeah, no worries, no worries. I didn't really specify about the price, but it is in the website linked in the video description. So parking brake is set, gear is down, and normally I don't want to say the price in the video because oftentimes it changes. So I just lead guys to the website if they want more details so that it has the more accurate information. So I just link it there. Mixture is lean, magnetos are off, battery is on, fuel quantity is half and half, that's okay. Annunciator lights are on. Good. Alright. Let's go and check our controls. It's free. But is it correct? Left, right. Right, left. Pull, push. Looks good. And the flaps. Working properly fine. Trims in the middle. Good. Alright, that looks good. Those ones, I just take them all. Walk around is done. As easy as that. Lies too much. How many hours do I have? I have 540 now, I think. Yeah, bit by bit. Increasing bit by bit. Circuit breakers are in. Alternate air is off. Prop RPM. Let's put that, push that full forward. And fuel selector, let's start with the left tank. And now we're ready to start the engine finally. Hey, King Cooking. Awesome, King Cooking. Yes, if you have questions, let me know. Try to share them as much as I can. Open 1/2 inch. Battery is going. Alternator going on as well. Beacon. Nav lights. Let's get some lighting inside the plane. Looks good. Start the fuel pump. We hear it. Pushing the mixture forward. Fuel pressure goes up. Fuel flow goes up. Give it a couple of seconds. That should be good. Alright. Clear prop. That guy doesn't want to listen though, the guy in front. And then make sure that only goes up to 1500 RPM. Oil pressure looks good. Temperature is still cold, but that will adjust later as the engine warms up. Okay, we have a good engine. Nice. Just fly around for fun. The GTNXi. Yeah, the website would have it. I think it was around, was it around 40 euros? I think 40 euros. If I remember correctly. But yes, it should be in the mods list. Should link there. Good. We'll hear the TOS system test again. No worries, Tom. I'll fly for you. Sometimes. Hey Patrick, how are you doing, man? Thanks for joining. How's it been? Okay, looks good. Do we have a definite flight plan? Not really. You guys want to go somewhere specific? We can go north and look how bad the weather gets. That might not be a good idea though. Let's see, is there a meter here? So we can align the altimeter. There is. Okay, Ocean City 210, 10 knots, gusting 20. Yikes. But the runways we have, so here we do have a runway 20, so that's perfect because the winds are coming from the southwest, and we have a runway facing to the southwest, so that's perfect. Runway 20 is what we'll be taking. And then it's going to be altimeter 3016, so let's set that here. 3016, like so, probably, and that should be around, what is that, 20 feet, almost sea level, which makes sense. If you look at this guy, elevation is 12 feet. Actually, it says those there as well. Okay, that's perfect. That matches with what we put in. 3016. Also maintain that here. There you go. In my opinion, mechanical, definitely, because it has the entire Garmin trainer, the official Garmin trainer built in. The PMS 50 rebuilds everything from scratch, right? So some features are there, some are still in progress. This one has the entire thing already in there. The only thing is it has a bit outdated databases. The weather is not yet working because the weather needs to synchronize with the sim, and that's not unlocked yet. So it's those two main things, and the charts part of the database, so those are locked. So you don't get the most up-to-date AirAC cycle, right, nav database, and charts are a bit less sophisticated than the Navigraph ones, but you can always open that on a different screen. But yeah, the entire Avionics itself is it's running on the official Garmin trainer, so it has all the features in there. The holds, I think you can even do like a SAR, search and rescue pattern, and airways and all that stuff. So for me, I really like it. And yes, in addition to that one, can't really show this here, but yeah, if you go to a bigger airport, for example, and I'll catch up with chat in a bit, if you go to a class Bravo and zoom in, maybe this guy, right, very big airport, you can actually see the taxiways. So you can taxi just by zooming in, and then you can see not only the taxiways but all the points of interest in this airport. If there are hotspots, you'll see it. You'll even see like where the tower is, ramp tower, the terminal ramp. So all the points of interest in the airport are built in as part of the database, the FBOs. It's super cool. Yeah, this is what I've always wanted, because when I watch other pilots, real pilots in YouTube, like Citation Max for example, he just zooms in using his G3000 and he has all the taxiways in there. He doesn't even need to open the chart because the taxiways are in the map already. Super cool. Go north for science. Which airport was that, Tom, you had in mind? Let's plug that in. Hey Celabones, how's it going? Thanks for joining. You can never have it all, that's true. Yeah, the latest AirAC cycle, to be honest, I'm not sure how big of a deal that is. If an AirAC cycle is a few months old, you might miss a few waypoints here and there. Some approaches, some procedures might be a bit outdated, but overall it should still work, right? You could still work around it. So it just might not be 100%, maybe around 95% I'm expecting. Alright, sure thing, Tom. Yeah, it doesn't have to be close, maybe around 200 miles away. Just pick one and we'll plug it in and we'll adjust as necessary on the way. Cool, alright, but yes, let's go through here. Taxi, landing light, later Avionics are on, radios. Let's go and set the radios, guys. Let's connect to VATSIM. Call sign, we are November 4131 Charlie, and we are Papa Alpha 28 Romeo. 28. 1 second, did someone sub? Hey Celabones, goodness, thank you for subbing. 6 months, resub. Awesome stuff, man. Yeah, wait and see. Yeah, the free GTN 750 is powerful enough. It's definitely not as immersive, but it's good enough. But if you start craving for some of the features, then I'll leave that to you. Why do I not have the arrow in VATSIM? Is that not the thing? Not sure. Actually, I've never tried flying. Oh, P28R, there it is. P28R is the IQ code, the type code. Okay, good. Papa 28 Romeo if I ever need to speak out. Good, let's connect. Kilo Mike Delta Tango. Okay, let's try it out. Let's plug that in. Kilo Mike Delta Tango, Harrisburg International. Let's have a look at the map. And someone told me this in chat, in YouTube comments. You can actually hold the home button. That already leads you to the map. I think that the PMS GTN 750 does that too. So that's a feature of the real Garmin. And also this is a GTNXi. So it's like the next generation versus the GTN. Alright, so that is 136 miles away. Yeah, there it is. Also zooms. If you noticed, when you zoom out a certain level, it actually goes to north up. But if you zoom in, then it goes to, I think, heading up. Or is it track up? Yeah, when you get to a certain level of zoom. Yeah, we can try that. It's a class. Is it Delta or Charlie? This is Delta, I think. Yeah. But surrounding that is actually, what is a TRSA? I'm not sure what that is. Are we even allowed inside there? Harrisburg TRSA. Cool. Track up is the normal thing. Thanks. Navigraph charts is only what you need. Yeah, with VR, does it work the panel here? So you use the Navigraph panel that it includes? Is that how it works? Hey Dave, terminal radius service area. Radar service area. Okay, so that doesn't sound too bad. Maybe we don't need to worry about it. I don't think that's a specific airspace, is it? So I think we mainly have to worry about the Delta. So that's Taxiway Sierra, is it? No, that's just the south. There's no taxiway name, apparently. Because there's only one. Okay. But yes, let's continue. Transponder will be, yes, we are already altitude reporting. Yeah. Altimeters are checked. Heading, not yet. Let's put that to 20. Oh, that's one of the broken things. The heading bug doesn't work anymore. The heading, key bind doesn't work anymore. I heard that was reported as an issue in the latest Just Flight Arrow update. Hopefully they fix that eventually. Right, parking brake, release, pull back on the mixture so we don't foul the spark plugs. Test the brakes. Looking good. Alright, let's taxi to runway 20. And let's check the instruments if they're working. Turn coordinator moving to the right. The ball moving to the left. Looks good. You can fly through it. Thanks, Dave. Actually, before I move, maybe it's best if I go and connect to the proper frequency, huh? Unicom. And then on standby, let's put in center, which is DC center 3372. 3372. Enter. Right? If we swap it out, we should start. Should start hearing.
Center south is 197, 13,700 for 14,000.
It's a bit weak, isn't it? Seka. Let's adjust that. Okay.
290 South 197.
Maybe that's better volume, guys. Yeah, I wish eventually the volume here would be synchronized. I'm not sure if it is though. You can try it out. So you can actually adjust the volume in here. This is Real People.
American 1676.
ETC. Okay, and what's the name of this airport? Ocean City?
Center American 1676 via the corporate 2.
Ocean City. Yeah, okay. So let's swap it, move to Unicom. Ocean City traffic. Arrow 4131 Charlie, taxiing to runway 20 from Ocean Aviation. Ocean City traffic. Actually, I'm not sure if that's working. Huh. Seems like it's not transmitting. Push to talk. Ah, yes. There you go. Clear. That might be a problem. Can't actually recognize my button in vPilot. 1 second, guys, huh? Because I was in VATSIM in Xpilot, in X-Plane, but I haven't tried that here. Yeah, that would be great, Tom. Right, you can listen to live traffic, live ATC. I think my vPilot hanged. 1 second, guys, huh? Yeah, 1 second. Yeah. Technical issues. Hang out there for now and explore the avionics that we go through here. So at least you can look at something while I'm trying to fix it. Pilot. Okay, there we go. Finally, I managed to end task. Right, let's see. Can I just push to talk now? Still not. Dang it, why is that not working? I can use a different key for now. Oh, there we go. Now it works. Okay, good. Alright, I think now it works. Don't ask me how, but it works. November 4131 Charlie. And we are a Papa 28 Romeo. Piper Arrow. Good. Alright. Terminal radar service areas, delimited airspace are made available to pilots flying under instrument. Okay. Ah, interesting. I wonder what the difference is with the outside that TRSA. Yeah, that's true, mechanical. Yeah, having the charts in the screen itself is definitely a huge plus. That's something you can get in the premium version of the BMS GTN 750. In here, you also have things. You also have charts here, so this can also work. Right. So you do have it. If you're flying in the US, then you should be fine. Flying in Canada, you should be fine. But in other countries, the charts are not available. Good. Alright, let's try and transmit now. Where are we? So we are at the ramp, I guess. Right? Ocean City traffic. Arrow 4131 Charlie. At the ramp, taxiing to runway 20 Ocean City traffic. Alright, there we go. Now that's transmitting. Not that anyone will hear. I don't think anyone's here. But yes. See, alright, good. We have to turn through here. And the taxiway itself is on that side, and they'll do the run-up when we get to the thing. Well, looks like they haven't been cleaning this up so much. First time I've seen this, there's actually grass on the taxiway. Interesting. I actually haven't flown the Arrow yet since the update. The update just hit last night for me. But so far, nothing seems to have changed much. We'll see once we get on the air. It seems like one of the major things that went down was the heading bug. You can't use your keys anymore for it. You have to really use the knob. That might be a big thing for others. Let's taxi here. Yeah, we start in Ocean City. Then we try to make our way north as much as we can until weather does not allow anymore, and then we land nearby. We could try that. Right, since I don't think anyone's here. Oh my goodness, those clouds look ominous. Look at how dark that is. Alright. Yeah, that looks good. Parking brake is set. Make sure put that rich max RPM as well. Set it to 2000 RPM. I'll do a run up here. We hide the yoke for a bit. There you go. Magnetos. Yeah, there is a slight drop. Go back to both. Even the fuel flow adjusts as well. Check out the right one. Looks good. Slight drop. Left, right. Left, no change. Good. Back to both. Perfect. Vacuum gauge 4.9. Oil pressure and temperature all good. All in the green. Temperature has increased a bit now. That's good. Ammeter is working. Annunciations are working. Propeller, let's exercise that guy. Go for a bit of a workout. And maybe one more for good measure. Nice. Good. Alternate air is off. Aux boost pump is off. Fuel pressure is good. Engine idle. Let's pull back on the throttle. Is that the weather aware? Oh. There we go. It's as low as it gets, around 800 RPM. Let's get that up to 1200. Looks good. Alright, so let's do our final checks before takeoff. Battery, alternator, strobes, landing lights, fuel pump. Fullest tank. Let's go and start our timer here. Let's switch to the right tank, why not? And let's also start our very fancy timer over here so we have some use for the 650. Direction would be down. Reset would be 15 minutes. And then start it. There you go. Because currently the flight plan is not synced. There's no way to cross-fill between the two. Which I think is realistic for... is realistic with the real thing. Doesn't make much sense to me, but yeah, that's how it works. So it follows that pattern. Good. Engine gauges look good. Mixture is rich. RPM is full. Forward flaps are retracted. Trims are set. Cabin door is closed and latched. We are good, guys. Alright. Thank you for waiting. That's the weather where you're landing. Okay, thank you. Alright, let's get going. We announce first though. Ocean City traffic. Arrow 4131 Charlie. Departing runway 20 to the north. Ocean City traffic. Is that the call I should have done? Not really sure. That should be good enough. They should understand. Alright. 20. Heading checks. Good. Wind coming from... Oh, the winds have been changed as well. I'll adjust that later. Looking good. Takeoff power is set. Engine pressure and oil pressure and temperature look good. Maintain center line. Airspeed's alive. A bit of right aileron deflection for crosswind, 70 knots. Slight pull on the yoke. Very gentle takeoff. Looking good. You saw the auto zoom is one of my most favorite features on this GTNXi. Tap the brakes, gear up. When you're zoomed in on the taxiway, as you take off, as your airspeed builds up, it detects that and then it zooms out. And it adjusts depending on how far you are away from your waypoint. It's super cool. Go, right. Turn to the left here. Maybe let's settle down at 2,000 feet for now. Going to shoot past that. 1 second. 2,000 feet. There we go. Trim it out. And then I'll pull back on the RPM. Man, that looks amazing, doesn't it? That lighting. Actually, we're only at 1,000 feet, so that should be fine. Let's continue our climb. I'm looking wrong here. Rashid. Hey Kirkness, how are you? Thanks for joining. Fancy seeing you here. There's the airport we departed from. Let's move over to center, just monitor that in case we need to work with them.
House from Fergie, cross Fergie at 3000, cleared RNAV runway 19 approach.
Let's try to stay away from any airspaces so we don't have to talk with them.
And American 1676, contact Potomac approach 119.85.
Yes, I think so, Kirkness. I think that's one of the limitations. It actually does not have charts outside the North America region, from what I know.
South 2315, Washington Center, Roger.
Washington Center, good evening, JetBlue 520, checking in at flight level 310.
338. There we go. That's the track we want. 2,000 feet. There it is. Pull back on the throttle. Pulling back on the RPM. 1 sec, guys. Let me just settle the plane down and I'll get back to you. 2200 on the RPM. Looks good. Man, that is beautiful. Yeah, the weather doesn't look too bad. Some pretty thick clouds up top.
Southwest 197, contact New York Center 125.32.
Pulling back on the mixture. Let's lean this out. There's the peak. Let's go rich of peak. There you go. Let's make sure it's say at 2,000 RPM.
And calling
Alright,
route 10 by
2,000
26. Sorry
feet,
guys, we're going to have just a quick controller splitting off some airspace here, and I'll be able to get caught back up with you in just a minute. And American 504, are you with me?
Looks good. Alright. Zoom in a bit so that we get a bit more context about this
I got
place.
you loud and clear. Delta 1124, contact the New York Center on 125.32.
New York Center 125.32, Delta 1124, good night.
How's the volume, guys? Okay, you want me to lower it down a bit? The winds are a bit gusty, not as calm as I would like. We can make it work. Yeah, the heading bug doesn't work, the key.
Alright, and Delta calling, I'll get you in just a second. UPS 222, are you with me now? Delta 361, Center, are you
Hey,
with
Jameson.
me?
I'm
November
using
Charlie
the-
2733, turn right heading 180.
Ocean
And American
City at
303,
2 o'clock.
TDS 222.
Is it that one?
Level 250,
Oh,
inbound
nice.
better.
Thank you.
American 303, Washington.
Very nice airport. Sounds good, thank you. Yeah, the GTNXi is very powerful, Kirkness. It has some limitations on that end, the charts, but the actual work on the avionics, the detail that you can get once you zoom in. My goodness, the airspaces, the roads, even like the lakes. It's just giving you so much information. Something I
Right,
haven't
Gamma Jet
seen before.
841, squawk 6657.
And then when it comes to the detail and the accuracy of for IFR, I think it's also up there, which is something I want to test today.
Delta 361,
So one
Washington,
second
Roger.
there. What we can do is try and turn on the autopilot here. That should follow the nav for us, should follow the course.
Alright, 350 with that.
Let's see how accurate it is now, because just flight did say that they improved the autopilot, the
Right, American
roll.
303, squawk 5772.
They're talking a bit over me. Okay, let's
Washington, good evening. UPS
listen the audio.
250, inbound better and request half.
Actually, that's the
UPS
weakest I
222,
could
Washington,
get
center
already.
climb maintain, flight level 390.
That's pretty loud, isn't it?
UPS
Can I adjust the volume through here? I don't think so.
Washington Center, 760,
Ah, you watched the video. Thank you. It is very impressive. I'm really liking it.
And options, alright, give me just a second, let me see if I can find you real quick. For now, break, Gamma Jet 841, radar
My
contact
goodness,
9, make it 20
it's a
miles
bit
north
gusty.
of Elkin, say altitude.
I can lower the volume for you guys a bit.
Gamma Jet 841 for now, it's going to maintain flight level 310, you can expect the descent.
Is that okay? Around that point? Let me know if it's too weak now.
Gamma Jet 841, I'm going to maintain flight level 310, have descent for you.
Okay, let's have a look. Now we can explore a bit. My goodness, look at that track. What I wanted to change was this one. Change user fields, this one, change that to the current winds. Wind speed and direction, there we go. My goodness, 50 knots. No wonder it felt a bit gusty. Yeah, no wonder. And yeah, there you can see all the obstacles, right? Are now white because we're above them now. So they are there, but they're no factor.
And American 303, radar contact 20 east of Wilmington, verify at flight level
In terms of
350.
airspaces, what is this R4008? What is a rest airspace? You guys familiar with that? Yeah, as long as we stay outside
And JetBlue
the airspace, we should be
flight level
good.
310 and clock in 2015.
You can even follow runways, or roads rather. Sounds good, thank you. Thanks. Okay, let's keep it that
520,
way.
Roger, new radar contact 15 miles southeast of Raleigh.
So we get flight following
And Walker
maybe.
767, center, are you with me?
A bit scared.
And Walker 767 to confirm in your 330, squawk in 6367. Thanks. Walker 767, your radar contact, we'll call that 50 southeast South Boston.
Man, the clouds look beautiful, don't they? Let's continue heading that way.
Center American 107, you read?
Hey,
And South
Kevo.
American 107.
How are you doing?
Yes, sir.
Which one, Kevo? You mean
American 107, go ahead.
the Avionics
I just need your mic check.
or the clouds?
Oh, you're on clear.
Center American 405.
November 2733, are you on the South Conway Ledger now?
Also,
November 2, Professional Charlie 2733, Roger,
I didn't really file a flight plan, but I think that's okay if I'm flying VFR, right? I've never tried, actually, this is my first time flying VFR in VATSIM. Rest is military, okay, might be better to stay away from that then. To be on the safe side, huh? Thanks,
American
Peter.
107, Squawk 1605.
Thanks for being here.
Squawk 1605, sir.
49 knots coming from the left. Let's try and stay at 2,000 feet. Yeah, the clouds aren't too bad, but it's the wind that can get us. Look at how intense the
American 401,
crab
Roger,
is.
and American 401, descend via the...
Say
American 401,
2,000
descend
feet,
via
there it
Freedom,
is.
sorry, it's going to be the Cat 3 arrival, landing south, the national altimeter.
Look at how
3005.
intense the crab is. That's the track, 338, that we're facing this way. You can actually see it, right? There's the vector, our vector, the arrow, and that's where the way we're facing. And this is our glide range ring. So in case our engine gives out, we can glide that distance.
Delta 3121.
Oh, look at this, there's like a tower in there. Tower obstacle 1,000 feet. And if you have the mod, I think it's, what's that mod? The VFR mod? We love VFR. If you have it, it puts towers in the sim that are pretty realistic. And I actually saw some of those are realistic. With this obstacle right here is actually something you see on the ground itself. It's pretty accurate.
Delta 517, cross hog, flight level 180.
Yes, the glide range considers the wind. That's a very good point. That's why it's not in the center. Because the winds are coming from the lower left, which is the southwest. Right? It's blowing from there past to here, to the northeast. So if we look at our glide range, it's also getting pushed that way, to the northeast. Very nice. So if we are like 10 minutes from an airway, from an airspace rather, we would get a message so that we'll know to either change our course or start contacting ATC. You can see actually I-95 there. What is this? Sassafras River? Anyone familiar with that? Yeah, the clouds are getting more and more scary over on this side. So I've also been descending a bit.
Delta 411 Washington Center.
Yeah, with this weather, it's not really the most friendly for hand flying, huh?
Gamma Jet 841, descend via the Freedom 5, arrival, landing south, the national altimeter 3005, more than 1 hour old.
Yeah. Stay out of Bravo Charlie Delta. Thank you. Thanks, Rickness. Yes. That's what we'll probably be doing, or that's what we'll hope to do. With Charlie and Delta, it's a bit easier. Oh, timer is done. That's good. All right. Oh, apparently I also had everything still on. My bad. Looks good. Yeah, right tank's a bit lower. Switch to left. That sounds good. No sputtering. Turn that off. Landing lights.
Level 330.
I guess let's keep the landing lights on for visibility.
In November 810 Tango
Is it
Delta,
that?
you are cleared to the Dulles Airport via radar vector so well than as filed. Maintain 5,000. Expect flight. Expect 1 to 12,010 minutes after departure.
Can we start
Departure
tuning in
frequency
VORs as well?
0711.
For example, this guy, Eno. It's a Vortac actually. Can we track that? Let's try. Put that in active. We see it, yeah. We have 33.6 miles away.
Taxi your discretion, advise from your number 1 to the
Nice.
runway, ready for takeoff.
We can also track this
And
one.
November 733, Raleigh, wind 210 at 10, runway 2 direct.
Yeah, it's just so user friendly, right? Just click everything. Very intuitive.
Walker 767, ready to contact Ross.
So at least we have a backup. Yeah, like this one, we have a class Delta airspace that will be going through if we follow this one. Probably wouldn't want to go through there, so we'll have to go around it. But we'll wait for the annunciation. We'll wait for the warning message. Let's see if that works. 2 army bases for your fly between on this flight. Dover Air Force Base and Aberdeen Proving Ground, Phillips Army. Yikes.
And November
Thanks.
2447, Washington Center, Roger. Traffic about a 5 mile final right now, stand by.
Yeah, when Tiberio reached out to me, Tiberio is the owner of TDS Sim, and gave me a copy of it. I was like, okay, let's try it out. And then when I tried it, oh my goodness, this is going to really change the MSFS scene. Because the PMS 50 is doing a great job. But yeah, he has to recreate everything, right? The GTN 750 from him. He has to recreate all the features. Here, all of the features are there already because it's the Garmin trainer. So you quite see a stark difference in there. And it's just such an immersive experience, the visual feel here and the user friendliness of it. I do want to test if we get close to an obstacle. Because it kind of shouts at you. There's like something pops up in front of you here, obstacle. And then as you get closer, that turns from yellow to red. Pull up, pull up. So it's really, you won't miss it if you are at risk of hitting an obstacle. And then you can inhibit it, you can ignore it. You can inhibit, you can close the warning if it's something that you expect to get close to. And yeah, I think one thing that we haven't really tested so much is the IFR capabilities of this plane, right? If you're flying IFR, then you should have a proper flight planning. So maybe what I can do is I can align the heading bug here, move to heading mode, so that we can stay on this track, and then do and tweak the flight plan here a bit. Yeah, maybe let's try that out.
DC Center, American 107. I'm at the terminal. I am too high to land.
Maybe we can try that.
American 107, I just fly runway heading, actually turn right heading 090, maintain 3000.
Is that an airport?
Turn right heading 090.
That's the one. Dover. Is this the one you mentioned? It's an Air Force base indeed. There's an ILS, there's an RNAV. You guys want to try any approach?
174, squad 3374.
Oh yeah, I want to try an LPV. Because,
Delta 3121, contact New York, Center 1,
and sorry guys, I'll have to get out of VATSIM for a bit. Because I think I want to focus on the IFR capabilities for now. Testing it out first. Showing it to you so I can focus on your questions, focus on your on the details before we get to ATC, because I will be very distracted. I won't be able to focus. That's my excuse. Did you buy it? Yeah, there you go. So this disconnect first. Let's try the LPV approach. Runway 19 because the winds are coming from the south. That's where we are currently. And you can pick, so you can see the, what do you call it? The S-BAS for the LPV. Or the WAS. One of those. And then you can pick the approach. You can put the transition. So you have, in here you only have one option. which is the Novte, which is basically, oh, it's a, I think it's a, it has a procedure turn. Let's try it. Let's try if that works. Novte. Yeah, you can see here, Novte is the initial approach fix, and then if this is a proper, if this has proper avionics, then it should tell us how to go there automatically. So if we load approach and activate, there you go, and then we go to heading to nav mode here, and then we go back to map mode. You can just hold the home button. There it is. You can see the restrictions. You can even, I believe, overlay the charts if you're like that, right? 2,000 feet at Novte, that's perfect. We are at 2,000 feet already. I just have to align. This is something that's not automatic with the arrow. Oh my goodness, the winds are very strong. 1 second, guys. I have to align the track on the GPS with the track that's shown to me on the CDI, on the OBS. So this 022 here, you can see is not really consistent with the CDI, so I have to change that manually. 022. So the plane knows where you need to go, but it doesn't update this automatically. It's the limitation of the plane. It's a bit old school for it. Let's go. The end of the timer is not audible, at least not in the 650. That's a good point. Should it be? Because what I've noticed is the audio only plays from the main, from the 750. I don't hear any audio from the 650. Like the TOS test, for example, I only hear it from the 750. Not sure if that's by design or if that's something that needs to be fixed. But right now, the only way I know that the timer is done is when I look here, there's a blinking message. Yeah, that storm, right? It did tell us that the weather was bad. Let's have a look here. I am not a huge fan of putting on the charts there though. I'm going to hide it. And let's maybe compare how accurate that is. Procedure. If you open the chart, still at 2,000, that's good. You can view it. So yes, at Novte, initial approach fix. So I'm expecting we do like either a teardrop or a parallel entry. We'll see what the autopilot does. We have the frequencies here. That's where we are at the moment. So it is geo-referenced 2,000 all the way from Novte all the way to the final approach point. And then we have a minimum of 223. Yeah, the layout is a bit different, isn't it? Let's compare how this looks versus Navigraph, because to be fair, I think Navigraph is still superior, way superior when it comes to the charts, details, and the just how it looks. So yes, I would really prefer that Navigraph is integrated with this. What airport is this again? I forgot. KDOV, Dover. Okay, Air Force Base. Let's go KDOV here. Dover. Check out the charts. Approach runway 19er RNAV. There it is. Yeah, so this has a lot more detail for me. Even has like the reference of how the that there's like the ocean right there, if that's the ocean, right? So the details are definitely so much more readable here, because this is the Jeppesen format. So compare this with that. This one just gives you enough information. Oh yeah, you do have that thing as well, but it's not colored, it's black and white. So it is there. I think most of the information is there. It's just not as legible, you could say, as this one, right? So what I'll do is I will put this on my left side so I have additional guidance. There you go. And I'll refer to that as we get nearer. Oh, Delaware River, thank you. And there's the runway. See it? My goodness, the weather looks bad. Yeah, let's have a look if we can see that it's the Delaware River. Does it say? It does say Atlantic Ocean there. Oh, it does. Yeah, good call. Good call, Tom. Delaware River, indeed, it says there. Delaware Bay here. And yeah, you can see the runway center line as well. Oh, that's the other runway, I see. Runway 19 is this one. But yeah, when you select an airport that you go to, it actually shows you the extended runway center line for those runways on that airport. So you know where you can go, how you can align yourself. Nice. That is active, thank you. You run Navigraph on a second PC. Yeah, that's true. I think it's mainly for VR folks who really want that integration. Is this the airport we're going to? Yeah, I think so, right? Yeah, that's runway 19er. I believe that's the one here. And yeah, the smart glide is in effect now if you guys watch the video. I won't repeat it here because I might embarrass myself. But yes, that's the smart glide function. You can see this is our gliding range ring, right? If our engine gives out, we can glide that distance. And then a while ago there was that arrow showing that's where you go. That's the airport you go to. It means it means you can reach that airport by just gliding if you're in an engine out situation. Very nice. And yeah, what I like is the flight plan is very... Oh, look at that. Yes, you can actually see what it will do. It's going to do a teardrop approach, teardrop entry. And you can see exactly what it's planning. Very nice. Remember the chart? Let's bring that back. So it's... one second. There. Right? So it's going to do a teardrop entry and then turn inbound 195 facing the runway. That's perfect. It's cool. So that works. We should be able to do a hold on any waypoint as well. We'll test that out later. So we'll do an approach here but we'll not land. We'll do a missed approach and we'll see how it works. Also, is the missed approach working? Yes, it also is plugged in. Let's double check that. Let's compare if it's accurate. And yes, I'm using an outdated nav data, right? But most of the stuff here, it's still the same. We have not so far found any inconsistency yet. So this is the missed approach procedure is climb to 2000, direct LRC. Yes, and then hold. Okay. Oh, and yes, I'll show you that one. So we'll do the approach and we'll do a missed approach. I'll show you what happens when we do an instrument approach with this Avionics. It's amazing. Yeah, for VR, it's mainly for VR. And also for added immersion, even without VR, it is way less functional, right? If you use only this screen for charts, but it is very immersive, you could say. Also, yes, let's use the auto function. So when you zoom in and out, you can do that as you want. But at some point, depending on the next waypoint, you'll see an auto in there where my mouse is. And that just means auto mode is on and it will zoom in and out as necessary. And I think you can change that as well here. System setup maybe. ILS CDI capture. Oh, I didn't know that. That's cool. Yeah, there should be an option for the auto zoom, like what the distance is. I saw it somewhere, but I'm not sure where it is. You can change all the units There's even a GPS status, guys. And I think this is realistic. Super cool, right? Even the SBAS. All the SBAS providers. WAS for the US, EGNOS for Europe. I'm not familiar with these two, MSAS and GAGAN. Probably other regions. Timer is done. Oh my goodness. Hopefully no icing. 1 second. Switch the tanks. Sounds good. Reset. Let's see where we are. Okay, we're pretty close to that procedure turn. Still at 2,000 feet, that's good. Yeah, super detailed, right? So many things you can do, yeah, because it is literally using the Garmin trainer. Yeah, look at this. Whole teardrop. That is amazing. It actually tells you what it's going to do. Yeah, it's the first time I'm trying this. Then it's saying right to 035. That's how it enters the teardrop, right to 035. So if we follow this one, we can do just like that, 035 here. Like so. Right? Oh my goodness, IMC now. It's not too cold outside. Around 8 degrees more or less. Oh my goodness, we do have some downdrafts though, it seems like. And updrafts. Looks like it got lost. Where is it going? Where's it going now? We are still using nav. But it is turning left. Yeah, it's a bit weird. Oh, maybe it's done with the teardrop already. It's doing the entry already. So it's not following that one-to-one. It's just doing a teardrop entry. And now, I guess, it's going to follow. Yeah, that one. 1905. Right. Stay at 2,000 please. My goodness, all over the place. Scary stuff. Sending me on it. It is running in the background. It automatically opens. You don't have to open it. You don't even have to open it on your own. Like when you load MSFS, you know that loading bar that takes a while, the initial one, and then it will open the separate software. This guy. Let me see if I can show you. This one. Yeah, there's a separate software, but it opens on its own. And then you'll see if it auto connects as well, so you literally don't have to do anything. Okay, let's see. What's next on the chart? Let me open Navigraph here on my side. Yeah, looks good. At Dairy, we should be catching the glide path. We'll see. Right now you can see. You can actually verify that here. Right? So you have the OBS here. You have lateral guidance, this bar. But you see the vertical guidance isn't working. It has those barber poles, which means it's not receiving any signal for the vertical guidance. Now I'm expecting as we get closer, as we do that final approach, that leg, that would come alive, and we should see the glide path as well over here. Just like when you're doing an approach on an ILS. So let's see if that works. Right now it's still at Novte. We'll see if that changes on its own. This is a good test though. Let's see. Still at Novte. That should switch to Dairy soon enough. Message. Unavailable. Excessive track angle error. Oh, interesting. VNAV unavailable because of track angle error. Because it's the crosswind is too intense, is it? Oh my goodness, I hope not. Yeah, I'm not sure what that means. Does that mean we won't get an LPV? We won't get the vertical navigation at all? It's interesting. Because of 2 intense crosswinds? That might be the next level of simulation there. I didn't even know that was a thing. Just cloudy, not any rain near. Oh, here? I see. Yeah, well, we'll see if it changes. Yeah, what's interesting is it's still at Novde. I might have to do something about that. That should have changed already to Diri. Let's see. Flight plan. Oh, there's a hold there. And then hold exit. Does that mean it's going to do... that might be weird. Actually, I haven't tested this before. Are we still in suspend? No, we're not in suspend. Maybe I should go like direct or activate a certain part of the leg. Because here, it's not just doing a procedure turn. It seems like it's doing an entire hold here. Hold entry, activate hold. Not exactly sure how to work this. Maybe I should have tried this first. Anyway, let's try it and let's learn from it. Let's see what happens. Yeah, because Novde is still active in there. Thank goodness there's no icing. Yeah, IMC we can deal with. Strong winds we can deal with. As long as there's no icing, we have a chance. Yeah, but it doesn't seem like this one goes, does it? It's a good test. Let's try it again. Or let's wait until Diri. Let's see what happens when we get to Diri. If it will do anything. Because this looks wrong now, to be fair. If it's going to hold, it should have turned way past there. Is it because of the lateral, the off-track tendency or something? The message, maybe? It shouldn't matter, Tom. Yeah, it shouldn't be a factor. I mean, in real life, I would imagine the controller would tell me to avoid landing, but the avionics should not be restricted from that point of view just by the avionics. But yeah, this doesn't look right. Maybe I should do something manually in there when I'm doing that approach. Yeah, we didn't really suspend it. Maybe it's this one. We can try changing the weather just to see if it will improve. So what I can do is I can activate the approach again. What that will do is it will turn towards Novde again. And let's see what it will do afterwards. It actually banks the entire 30 degrees. Probably, Tom, probably that can work. But I'm a bit confused because it should... I'm expecting it to do everything automatically. But I'm not sure if there is something that it should be doing. Hold entry and then hold exit. Should I be doing something different there? I think it's mostly pilot error, user error at doing this. But at the very least, it should hold. At the very least, it should just hold there. But even that, it didn't seem to do. So 0221905, and then it should be holding there. So like, do we need to like activate the hold? Maybe. What we can do is also do like a procedure in here. KDOV. Do the same thing here. So we have two screens. RNAV 19er. Do the NOVT transition. Load approach and activate. And then we'll see how that changes things. Okay, we're doing the hold entry again. That looks good. A bad SD card. Hey, Game Purist. I don't think you can do VNAV on this plane. You can't do it here right now either. I don't think in real life either, because the autopilot is limited. So you will get the guidance. That's the best I can hope for, but the actual vertical navigation is up to us. The vertical descent is up to us. We'll only be guided. Alright, let's observe what it does the second time around. Maybe there is something weird that I have to enable. Steep turn. Overshoot course during turn. Interesting. Yeah, look at that. So weird. That doesn't look proper at all. Can anyone explain what that guy is doing? Because that looks completely wrong. It even turned the wrong way, right? Interesting. Hey, Captain Villegas. Thank you for following. And Trucking 4, thanks for follow. Sorry I missed that. But yeah, this looks completely wrong. Let's see. If we do something manually, maybe that will work. If we help guide it along. So right now, if we go to flight plan, do we need to activate this? What will it do? Oh. Okay, we can try. Maybe when I activate it, I have to activate the hold as well, so that it does a proper turn. We'll see. We'll see. No alt hold or VSP. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I don't use that either. I try not to. So the best you can do is lateral autopilot, but no vertical. And it can be a bit challenging sometimes, right? Let me try something. Maybe the bad weather isn't contributing, although you would expect that you do need this during bad weather, but maybe this is too much bad weather. So let's try something. Whoa! Does it look good? For science, let's try. When everything is good and you just want to do a proper approach. I think the timer is done as well. 1 second. Flight timer. Yeah, it's 1 minute into it. We do have a lot of fuel, so that's no problem. Switch to the left. Sounds good. Good. Alright, so let's see what it's doing. Okay. If we break off from this guy, let's do the same thing it was doing a while ago. Okay, let's try something. Procedure, this guy, Novte transition, load approach, and activate. Okay. Saying it can't reach the 2000. So let's go above a bit. There we go. No more X. No, there is still. And that's a steep turn. Not very used to 30-degree banks. I get dizzy quickly. There it is, 2000. Right? Well, let's see what it will do. There's an initial approach fix there and there's a hold. Let's go back to the map. Alright, so it does a turn there to Novte. That makes sense. And then at Novte, it should make that procedure turn. Let's try it this time with the weather that's not terribly bad. Maybe it will get less confused. That's true, Kevo. Yeah, we do need tutorials for this. I would expect there would be a lot already because, to be fair, it shouldn't be based on MSFS anyway. Right? It's based on the real Garmin trainer. So if there is a tutorial for the real Garmin trainer, and I would assume that there has been many other simulators that utilize it. So I think the tutorials from there should be applicable to this one as well. Yes, including the real life ones. But even then the sim, I think it should be okay. Because we have like the, what was that? Other companies, right? From other simulators, X-Plane, P3D. I think they have their own versions of utilizing the Garmin trainer. And like the middleman connecting those two, the sim and the Garmin trainer. Alright, hold teardrop. Let's see what that will do. Yeah, from here everything was looking good, and it is saying now left of 028. Okay, 028, let's go and do that. So 028 should be somewhere, that's 30, that's 28. I really don't need to do this anyway, this is just so I understand. But yeah, this part is very weird. Look at that. That is completely wrong. And I wonder if this has something to do with the new autopilot from Just Flight. Because they changed the role, right? And I'm not sure if that's related. Yeah, I might have to check with Tiberio. I'll link him the video for this. And then I'll ask him why it's doing this. Because this is completely wrong. Like the navigation makes sense, but the autopilot on the plane looks like it's not doing what it should. Okay. Unavailable, excessive track angle error. I think that's not because of the wind, that's because we are way off track from the vertical, from the path that it's expecting us. Like, look at how far that is. Yeah, strange, very, very strange. Hey, Rook, how's it going? We are struggling to make this work. What I can do, maybe, let's try something a bit simpler first. If I go to flight plan, or maybe I just go procedure, activate vectors to final. There you go. Now this one should be pretty straightforward, and this one we should be able to enable the live weather again. There it is. You guys see? There's a glide slope. So the hold part, the procedure turn looks weird, looks wrong, but the glide path is still there. And granted, the plane is all over the place because of that sudden weather change. Give it a bit of time. It's correcting itself. There it is. So you see now the with no more barber poles, right? We have both lateral and vertical guidance, and then the autopilot is taking care of the lateral side, but we are still the responsible person for the vertical side of things. So let's try this out. Let's go ahead and then deploy the landing gear. Speed should be good. Let's do a gumps check. Gas. Turn on the aux fuel pump. Under carriage we have 3 greens. Mixture. Full forward. Prop. Full forward. Switches are good. Alright, good to land. And we are right on the glide path. Looking good. So let's follow that. The plane and the AIC. Sorry, what's the AIC? It could be an inconsistency somewhere in that hold. Not quite sure, to be honest. I have to experiment with that more. The procedure turn should be a simple thing. It looks proper in the map, but somehow the autopilot is not syncing with it. I see. No, I think it is. I think it might be. But I think there's also something wrong really with the autopilot maybe. It shouldn't be that difficult. Once you enable an approach, it should do an entry on its own. You shouldn't need to do so much stuff for that entry. So I think there is something wrong there. Hey Alessandro, thanks for the follow. How are you doing? Thanks for joining. Man, this is going to be a very crosswindy landing. Look at how crab we are. Yeah, the visuals is amazing. It's amazing. And yeah, the weather is pretty close. I think it might be a bit outdated, a few hours behind. My goodness. It's so cool. Looking good. What is that? There's something blinking. OM, outer marker, I guess that is. I see, there is an ILS here because of that. You can actually do an ILS approach here too. Yeah, and maybe you can also test the ILS approach if it will automatically switch the nav and the CDI. If it will do that automatically or if that's something we need to do on our end. I'm a bit high based on the glide path. Let's follow it down. I'm a bit fast. Yes, the Twitch chat, the auto mode is a bit conservative in that regard. A bit low now. And we'll try to do the missed approach procedure, see if that works with this package as well. There it is. The winds are toning down a bit and less crosswindy, although still a bit gusty as you can see. Let's get 1 notch of flaps. I don't think I want to land with full flaps right now, maybe just 1 notch. Or maybe 2. Yes, I want to try the missed approach. Let's see how that works. Good. 1 more notch. I'm a bit disappointed with that procedure turn. I want to try it again. Maybe there is something I'm missing. It could be AIC, an AIC problem, Rook. That's true. I'll test it out. Okay, that should be good. Normally I'd approach at 75 knots. But I think because of the
500.
gusts, let's extend that. Oh, yes, and there is an annunciation for the radio altimeter. I'm actually not sure if that's a radio altimeter or based on the GPS that the GTNXi is detecting. Maybe. Yeah. Could be. Could be. But yeah, that glide path indicator, that glide slope is very, very nice. Good. Let's get rid of the autopilot. Minimums, I think, if I remember correctly, were around 230. So around 300 feet. Let's go ahead and do a missed approach. Hey Hamadashi, yeah, it does not have an automated ILS approach. The only thing you'll get is the glide slope, but you'll have to descend on your own. It doesn't control vertical, doesn't have vertical autopilot, if you get what I mean. Yeah, but it should have all the indications still there. Now what I want to show is something, one second. There should be something coming up on the screen. So it looks good, right? But if something is not stable, there's a goat on the runway. There it is. You see it? Full throttle. Pitch up. Flaps up. Positive rate. Tap the brakes, gear up. Like actually can activate GPS missed approach. And then from there you can do an autopilot so that it follows the missed approach procedure. And then here, let's test it again if this time the hold in the missed approach works. Yeah. So it checks on you when you land. After a while, when you're on the runway, it pops that up to say, okay, did you land or do you want the missed approach? And I really like that factor. So here we have that again. Direct to LERS and then hold. So we'll check if the hold works, and we have to climb to 2,000 feet. Okay, let's turn that off. It's good. It's a bit steep. Start leveling off. Man, it's a bit gusty. Right, 2,000. The weather doesn't look very good in front of us, does it? There we go, 2,000. Pulling back on the throttle. Pulling back on the RPM. Pushing back on the yoke. Level us off. Trimming. Not too much. 2,200. Looks good. So now we are headed direct to the missed approach point. And we'll be holding there. No, I don't use ForeFlight. It's too expensive for me. It's for real pilots. It's way outside my budget. Okay, good. Right, there we are, 2,000. We're stable at 2,000, more or less. Yes, good. 53 knots, guys. Winds. Alright, let's see. I don't like this one. Let's remove the flight plan here. Delete. Because it's confusing to me having both, which are not synchronized. So we'll use this instead for the timer. Fully. There you go. And speaking of that, timer has expired. Let's switch to the other tank. Yeah, that looks good. Right tank. Reset the timer. Good. Alright, let's have a look what this has planned for us. So at LERS, alright, that looks good, right? That looks good. So this is the holding pattern. And it's saying we're doing a teardrop approach and then turning around, and then we'll hold there. Now let's see. We're inside an airspace, are we? Oh yes, we are. Yeah, this is class Delta. Yeah, okay. So will it be holding properly this time? Missed approach holding point. Hold lures at 4,000 feet, really? No, its max is 4,000. Yeah, max is 4,000. It's 2,000. Minimum holding altitude is 2,000. Max is 4,000. So let's stay at 2,000. Should be good there. And then let's see if the hold will work this time. Nice freeware stuff. That's true. Yeah, it's not as necessary in the simulator environment. Good point, Rook. Yeah, Sky Vector, little nav map, and now here with the GTNXi, it's not as necessary. Thanks for the follow, Jameson. Appreciate it. Alright guys, for science, let's see how this works. Let's make sure to align that heading bug as well. Even my track is not yet proper. Let's correct that. Should be 1905. Very manual, the arrow. 1905. There it is. And we're still crabbing like crazy. Start pitching down, maybe trimming down. You don't need that much altitude. All the rainbows. We're building our home cockpit in the ForeFlight. Oh yeah, no, I get you. I definitely get you. For immersion, if you have a home cockpit, my goodness, ForeFlight will be so amazing. And it's great because the real pilots you watch on YouTube, most of them use ForeFlight, so the immersion is even more intense, right? What they use, you can literally use yourself. So yeah, I'm definitely behind that. Yes, it's not the most cost effective, but it is really up there when it comes to immersion. So if you have the budget, why the heck not? Right, let's see. Hold teardrop, let's see if it will do it this time. Maybe I shouldn't be in nav mode, I don't know. I don't think I am in nav mode, right? 1 second. Yeah, I am in nav mode, so that should work. I don't think I should be in any other mode. Maybe localizer. No, but here doing a hold, that should definitely be nav mode. Okay, here. Yeah, see? It's turning right. Why? Yeah, I think there is something wrong with the autopilot, the way it approaches the holds. There is something wrong here. Yeah, definitely wrong behavior. I think there is a bug with this. I'll ask Tiberio about this. Yeah. So let me try something else. Let's try doing a hold, just a normal hold on a random waypoint. You know, not part of the approach, not part of anything. So let's try that. Stay at 2,000. And then... yeah, it's doing that approach again. Look at that. Like, it's adjusting for our holding pattern entry. That teardrop, it's adjusting it. But yeah, it's all wrong now. Let's see what it will do. Let's observe it a bit more. But this is definitely wrong. It's not doing any hold whatsoever. Yeah, that doesn't work. Okay. So that doesn't work. Looks like the holds have a bug. Let's see. If we go to Canny, direct, activate. That's how easy it is to go direct to a waypoint. And then if we say that at Canny, can I do a hold there? Should it be somewhere here? Actually, I'm not sure how to do that. 1 second. It's way too low. Yeah. Just flight changed something with autopilot. It now really aggressively banks left and right. It always uses that 30 degrees. Well, not always, but it can use that entire 30 degrees. Before, what I noticed, the autopilot of the Arrow, it was only banking until the standard rate of turn. So before, it was only banking until the wings are along that line, here or here, depending if it's left or right. So it's only doing the standard rate. And oftentimes, that's way less than 30 degrees. Now with this update, it seems like it's always going 30 degrees. And I'm not sure which is the correct one. But I don't like it, to be honest. Okay, let's try it. I want to do a hold here. Is that possible? Oh, we can actually do a next. If there are multiple areas in that distance, in that area. Multiple waypoints in that area. I think it has to be in the flight plan somewhere. So if we do something like nearest intersection, Canny, it's the same thing. Okay, we're 2,000 feet again. If we route, yeah, because I'm hoping to get the Canny here. Maybe what we'll need to do is delete this entire thing. Instead, go to Canny directly. So if we have that in there, okay, that's good. Let's see how that looks. Okay, that looks good. And you can see the smart glide working, pointing towards the airport that you can glide to in case of emergency. Alright, so we have Canny here, and now what we can do in the flight plan is do a hold here. Load SAR, hold at waypoint, and then we can program it. Yeah, I think that's okay. 360 inbound, hold south of Canny. That looks good to me. Leg time 1 minute, expect further clearance 15:28 Zulu. What time is it right now? 9:58. It's pretty long. That's okay. Let's try that. Load hold. Okay, there is a hold there now. I think there is a wrong thing with the behavior of the holds. Okay, that looks good. So it will hold to the south there. And in terms of pattern entry, what it will do. So it's going to do a... Is that a teardrop entry again? Yeah, it's a teardrop. Okay. So it's actually a parallel entry. It's nice. It actually shows you. Because of the way the arrows are shown, you actually know what direction you're taking. Right? Because if you don't have these arrows pointed the right direction, you could interpret this either as a teardrop or as a parallel entry, depending on where you turn. But here, because the arrow is clear, you can actually see you're going to be following this parallel entry and then turning and then doing the hold. That is in theory. If it will really do that, I don't think so. I think there is a bug, to be honest. But we'll see. We'll try it out. Direct track 274. Let's align that here. 274. Become an IFR experiment, this stream. I was not expecting it to be this way, but it works. Just whatever tickles the curiosity, right? Hope you guys are as curious as I am about this stuff, because yes, this is one of the biggest factors. This is one of the biggest things that are lacking in MSFS right now, proper IFR flying. So when you have a flight plan, is it safe to change the flight plan? Can you do holds? Can you change the procedure without everything wrecking out? Things like that. And this Avionics package really contributes to that. But yeah, I think it still has some bugs now that we found it. We might need to check it out a bit more in detail. Okay, let's have a look. The flight plan, hold, okay, that's straightforward, right? That's pretty straightforward. That looks good. And just so we get some activities in here, let me open AIG traffic, because we're not in VATSIM anymore. So at least we get some traffic in the vicinity, and we can see them here on the screen. Actually, that's a good point. I don't know if the traffic, I assume it should. The traffic in VATSIM, like real players, if they would appear here, I would expect that they do, because the sim should be able to detect them, put them in the PCAS and whatnot. Awesome, Tom, no worries, thanks. Alright, let's see how it performs here. So if it goes to follow that path, it should do a left turn, like a 90-degree turn. Yeah, hold parallel, that makes sense. That's what we saw, right? Now if it follows that, we'll see. We're in nav mode, autopilot on, route. Yeah, it's saying left to 160, okay. Or 180 rather. So that's the direct, that's the south outbound course, right? For a parallel entry. Okay, yeah, it's wrong again. It should be turning left. Should be turning left. Why are you turning the other way? How about that if I do a lock? No, still wrong. How about Omni? Maybe Omni works? Let's maybe not try nav, let's try Omni. Maybe Omni does a better job. No, it doesn't seem like it. It looks like the same problem. Okay, holds are broken. It's correct in the map, it's correct in the planning, but somehow there is a desync between what the Avionics wants to do and what the autopilot is actually doing. So I'll check that with Tiberio and I'll get back to you guys on that. But yeah, looks like there are some hiccups along there. Ooh, what is this? 478. Do we see that here? 1 second. Okay, AIG traffic is online. Should get a few hiccups, and then it should spawn in the planes for us soon. There they are. Okay, we should have traffic here now. There they are. You guys see? There's one actually near us. There it is. You see him? Traffic in sight. And yes, he's there on the map. Okay, cool. Oh, I was hoping we could do some procedure turns. Okay, what other things do we want? So holds are broken. I think in particular the entry into the hold is the problem. And everything from there, because from there the entry point is wrong, that the entire thing goes wrong as well. And that's him. Yeah, that's going to be interesting as well. I would expect they would react quickly. Tiberio is very responsive with the mails, with the support, and they also have a Discord server. What happened there? Goodness, suddenly bad weather and suddenly gone again. Oh my goodness, is this explained? I thought MSFS didn't have that anymore. But yeah, I'll raise it, and I'll ask in their Discord as well to check if someone has encountered the same problem. But yeah, it looks like holding patterns are broken at the moment, unfortunately. Like, look at this. Where's this guy going now? Right? It's still doing that hold at Canny supposedly, but we're all the way here. Oh my goodness. Yeah, it doesn't work. Okay, so let's go heading mode maybe. Like so. And let's change the flight plan. Where do we want to go? We want to continue. Let's see if there... Oh yeah, I want to try an ILS approach to see if the frequencies will change automatically. To be honest, I'm not sure what it should do in real life, but I'm expecting there is some level of automation in there. So let's see. Maybe here there is a... and look at that one. You can actually do a visual approach as well. Oh, nice. So if you just want to visually land somewhere, you don't have to go through the entire procedure. Just click visual here, then load that visual approach. Nice. But if you want more details, there it is, ILS-01. I was hoping there is an ILS-19. There doesn't seem like it. So let's look for a different airport. This one. Or nav, okay. Is it possible to have like nearest and search from there? Nearest airports, yeah, these guys. Okay, we can see. Oh yeah, this is pretty nice. Look at this. This is pretty cool, guys. So it says no airports within gliding range, and then it shows you the nearest airports. That's fine. But in addition, it shows you which direction they are, right? How far they are away, and what kind of runway they have, how long the runway is, and what kind of approaches that airport has. That is pretty cool. Okay, and that's very, very intuitive. Switch to the left tank. Sounds good. Reset. And let's go look for ILS. ILS. Oh, this is Dover. Are we going back there? I think we'd want to try something different. This guy, Newcastle. Procedure. Oh, this is the one we saw. Yeah. Is it possible to filter somehow? How about this one? Millville Municipal. Yeah, ILS-10, I think that might work. Not really. It's not really the best. It's the winds right now. Yeah, if you hold home there you go. The winds are coming from the southwest. So an ideal landing would be around 20, runway 20. You can try to shoot one at the very least, but yeah, let's see. What else? Let's try that nearest again. Maybe something changed in between. Oh, you can also scroll through here. Nice. Because sometimes the touchscreen is difficult, right? If you're getting bobbed around with turbulence, having the touchscreen is quite difficult, so you can also still use the knob. Very nice. Okay. But yeah, I don't think there is one. We could try an ILS to... Dover is still the nearest one, 18 miles. Yeah, Newcastle, let's just try it. ILS-01. It is a good approach. Let's see. Then we should be able to zoom in and see what the different waypoints are. You can preview it in the vertical restrictions as well. Blair is that way on the right. Oh, what is this? I think it's a procedure turn again. Not so confident with those now. How about this one, Baines? That can work. Odessa looks better. Yeah, let's go with Odessa. Okay. GPS guidance is for monitoring only. Not approved for GPS. Okay. Good. Let's go to heading mode. Nav mode rather. And let's go and go to a 341 track. Not a huge fan of this new autopilot logic. It's way too aggressive. And because the autopilot still only controls the lateral guidance, you have to really pull up when it starts turning, because you'll lose that altitude because of the steep bank. Wonder why Just Flight did that. Is this really how the Arrow autopilot works, maybe? Hey, Easy, how are you doing? Thanks for joining. Alright, let's see how these approaches work. But it's nice that the flight plan stays intact, right? There's no U-turn bug. But yeah, the holds are a big weakness. The procedure turns, that should be pretty straightforward to do. But aside from that, does everything else work? We'll see. We are flying the Piper Arrow from Just Flight. And we are testing out this new Avionics package, this TDS GTNXi, super high-tech. And we're just flying around here in... Are we in North Carolina still? Are we in Virginia? Where are we, guys? Somewhere in the East Coast. And we're basically looking for airports to try approaches in, to shoot approaches in, to test out the avionics. Hey, well-seasoned gamer. Hey, thank you for subbing. 2 months now. Appreciate that, man. Welcome back. How are you? Looking good. So let's review this approach here. Odessa is the initial approach fix. Oh, there's a hold. Oh crap. Okay. Why is there a hold? Maybe I should have studied that first beforehand. Let's have a look. Oh crap, yeah, there is. We might have to change that. Let's see if we can change it on our own. Because right now... Oh, that's a very steep bank. My goodness. Second. Stay at 2000. So what's it going to do? Going direct to that NDB, India Lima. 072 on the track. Okay, let's update that. And then what else is it doing? But yeah, it's going to enter a hold and I don't want that because, yeah, holds, and we've already proven that holds are not the strongest suit for now for this version. Might need a bug fix in there. So let's see how we can change the procedure. Is there a different approach we can do? Blair, is that one? Yeah, look at that. It's always with holds. Even this one. So I think we'll have to do the vectors to final. Okay, we can try that. Activate vectors to final. There you go. And then we'll see if it automatically changes the frequency and all that stuff. Let's see if that works. So it's a 015 course direct to the runway. Something like that. Alright. And then if we go to procedure, how do we load the approach chart? Okay. So this should be 110.3. Okay, localizer. Is there a glide slope? 1 minute holding pattern. 1900. Final approach fix. SILS1. Okay, there should be, I believe, a glide slope. The layout of the chart is not very familiar with me. Should be 110.3. Yeah, it is on standby here. Let's see if that switches automatically. That's something that it changed, looks like. Let's see if it will change that back afterwards. Okay. Which one is that pack? This one is the TDS GTNXi. Yeah, very fancy. Goodness, 56 knots on the tailwind, not the best runway for landing. Okay. So it should be turning now. It's going to be steep. There it is. Yeah, let's go and start descending. 1900. There it is. Now will it automatically switch for me? Let's see what the message is. CDI source. Select appropriate CDI. Ah, okay, I see. Good. It actually tells you, hey, switch out now. So it won't do it for you, but it will tell you have to switch now to the ILS. And then you have to go to nav. But yeah, this is wrong actually. You saw that? I had that problem once before already. You see the frequency changed? I'll show you. So the frequency is 110.3, right? And a while ago it was that, but now it's changing. So you see 110.3. And if we transfer, that looks good. Oh, now it's working. Yeah, a while ago it was overwritten. Okay. So now it works. We have the glide path, we have the glide slope, we have the localizer. It's following that. Okay, that looks good. But now we're a bit late. Right, we're pretty high on. So it looks like what we'll need to do now is, I mean, there is no chance we're landing with this kind of tailwind anyway. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and activate the missed approach. Oh, that automatically changes. Nice. Goes to the GPS mode. Changes the CDI. Nice. Okay, cool. And what is the missed approach procedure for this one? Oh crap, is that a hold? No, it's a left turn. Okay. Left turn to the NDB and then hold. But that looks wrong. Look at this. The autopilot is turning to the right. Very interesting. My goodness, this place looks amazing. Anyone know what place this is? Where we are at? And the XI should tell us where it is. Just give me a moment to get my bearings because yeah, even this one is a bit buggy. Yeah, I think there's still a bit of work to do in this regard, huh? When it comes to holding patterns, those turns. It might have something to do with this latest Just Flight Arrow update as well, but yeah, I'll get in touch so we can clarify it. Newcastle, Delaware. Man, it looks amazing in here. Can anyone tell us where we're at? Exactly. Okay, let's see what it will do now. What the heck it's planning for us. how far away it is from the plan. It should be turning left. Is it really though? Is it really supposed to turn left? Let's review that. So if we go to the procedure in the chart for this guy, yeah, it is a left turn. It was supposedly a left turn. Missed approach procedure. Climb to 900, then climbing left turn to direct Hadin, long and hold. Where is that? This guy. Yeah, the initial approach fix, the India Lima. So left turn towards that. So the magenta line is accurate, right? This one is accurate, what it's telling us to do, but the autopilot does not want to follow it for some reason. And yeah, I think eventually it will intercept that track and it will join that, but it did a right turn instead of a left, which is a big no-no. Imagine if there was a mountain there instead. My goodness. You're not far from here. Our south. Nice. Good call, Tom. Thanks. Yeah, very nice photogrammetry here, I believe. Close to I-95. Hey, let's have a look where it is. Let's have a look where that is. We should be able to see it in the map. This is 295. I-95, I guess if you look further to the south, that's 13. Yeah, where is 95? Yeah, 295 I saw. That's 1. There's 95. Okay, I see it. Man, you know your stuff, Tom. Yeah, that's I-95 right there. Pretty cool. So let's see what this will do, if it will indeed intercept that. Good, diaper is done. Turn on the fuel pump, it's still on, crap. Switch to the right tank. Sounds good. Alright. Okay. Wow, we've been on air for 1 hour 30 minutes. Or, yes, we have been on the air for 1 hour 30 minutes. Trying to land. Hey Janix, thanks for joining. Oh, does it look familiar to you? Man, this place looks amazing. Let's look outside. We haven't gone outside yet. But first, let me align the OBS so we're not confused. Track should be 178 now. Okay. Looks good. Yeah, it is intercepting that. So I think the main problem, there is some missing info. So it knows what the next leg is. It knows it's a 178, right? It knows that it's a 178 here. So it knows that it has to get there, but it doesn't have enough instructions to tell it how it should get there. So sometimes it turns left, sometimes it turns right. Maybe what the nearest turn would be, that's what it follows, but it's not necessarily right. Yeah, let's see how this works, if it's going to do a holding pattern here properly. I doubt it, but let's give it a chance. Okay, let me go outside. It's going to get a bit noisy. Here we go. Or actually not. And that looks amazing. Welcome to Delaware. Did I say that right? 295 breaks off of I-95 and goes into New Jersey over the river, north up to New York City. Nice. Cool stuff, man. And the winds are pretty strong. You can hear it from here. So what's it saying? Hold parallel. Okay, let's see. Right to 195. Let's see if it will do that. Good. That's 195, yes, indeed. Alright, oh, okay. Yeah, look at this. It's turning left. It's at such an easy... No, it's good. It's following it now. Ish. Not really. Yeah, it's not going to follow it. I'm not sure if it's the autopilot that's the problem or the navigation itself. It does seem like there are missing points. Like it wants to get to this point, but it doesn't really specify the exact instructions. So the autopilot just goes direct to that point, that leg, with no instructions how to get there. And that's causing this entire weird stuff here. Yeah, look, that's all wrong with the holding. Yeah, I wonder what it will do. Will it do a left turn there? Let's see what it does. If it follows that point. And then after this experiment, let's land this thing, or let's try to land this thing. I think we can try and land here again. Is this Newcastle? Newcastle, Delaware. Wow, it's pretty interesting, that glide. Yeah, that is all so wrong. So wrong. Okay, so let's do a visual approach. Let's try and do a visual approach, runway 26. 27, okay. Good. Alright, that looks good. And that one is wrong. Let's disable that autopilot. Let's do this on our own. What's the course? Supposedly 269er. Okay. Let's join it right downwind here. 269er. There you go. 269er. Maybe make that turn a bit steeper. Thank you. There we go. Thankfully, the clouds are above. There's the is this the Delaware Bridge, guys? Maybe we should see that in the map here. Newcastle, indeed. Can you see that thing? Yeah, it is tagged as an obstacle, a bridge obstacle, 450 feet. Very nice. Let's fly over it for a bit before we land. And let me go down to show you what kind of obstacle warnings you get from it when you get close to an obstacle. Let's go and get the landing gear down. Show you what it does. Right. Del Memorial Bridge. 4 lanes each way, man. Bridge looks great. Although it's a photogrammetry, so it's transparent, I think. Steeper turn. I want the obstacle avoidance thingy. There it is.
Obstacle ahead, pull up. Pull up. Obstacle ahead, obstacle ahead, obstacle ahead.
Right? So yeah, that thing is there. And it's synchronized with the obstacles and on the world there. If it's a bridge, if it's a building. And then if you know what you're doing, you can inhibit that warning. So I think from a VFR point of view, it's great. You get all those warnings for airspaces, for obstacles. You get that perfect situational awareness. But yeah, the IFR part, still a work in progress, looks like, huh? Yeah. I'll have to get in touch with Tiberia to get that fixed, because I would want to get it fixed for sure. Because I'm really relying on this Avionics package to make the accurate turns, accurate flight plans, accurate navigation, everything. New Jersey, west side is Delaware. Ah, okay. So this is Delaware we're going to. If we cross, that's New Jersey already. Cool, thank you. Right, here we are. Can't align that heading bug using the key binding. I wish I tested the holding pattern before the update. Not sure what's causing that problem. If there is always a bug or if that's new. No worries, Tom. No one keyboard warrioring you here. Flaps up. Okay, let's do our checks. Gas. Let's turn that on. Yes, this is the fullest tank. Undercarriage, we have 3 greens. Mixture goes full. Propeller goes full. Switches are on. Gumps checked. Good. Como esta, kuya? Mabuti, mabuti. Hey, Faji. I don't know much Spanish, but I do know Filipino. Oh, this is nice. Even with a visual approach, you actually get a virtual glide path. Cool, that helps. Although the glide path, as it warned you, is always going to be 3 degrees. That's the standard glide path. In some airports, that doesn't work. For the most part, it does, but for some airports, it doesn't. My goodness, these are strong winds, 24 knots. Not sure if we can manage to land in that regard. We'll try. Right, that much I got at least. Como esta. In Filipino, it's actually very close. It's kumusta. It's directly from the Spanish phrase. Looking good. More flaps. Maybe only 2 notches of flaps this time. It's a bit gusty. Might need that extra airspeed. Bit high, bit more on the right. Let's try to approach that properly. Here we go. It's the right angle. There it is.
500.
Check. Anything my altimeter setting is all wrong, but I'm not looking at the altitude anyway. Just looking at the runway outside. Okay, that's the nice descent rate. There we go. There's the glide path. VASI showing 1 red, 1 white. Looks good. Or 2 red, 2 white. Oh my goodness, yeah. Bit bumpy. Crosswind's getting less as we get closer to the runway. That's good. Pulling back on the throttle a bit more. Whew. Goodness. Yeah, that's bumpy. Even up to here we have such a large crosswind. But we have a pretty long runway, so I shouldn't be worried about it. That looks good. Alright, let's keep it on. There we go. Right, rudder, left aileron, just let it glide. Up, bouncing. Come on, just a little bit in there. There we go. Ooh, that winds are pretty strong. Those winds are pretty strong. They actually were pushing us farther away from the center line. That's good. And then let's have a look at the diagram here. You see it actually zoomed in on itself. So we can see the taxiway is very nice. So there's a taxiway there. I think we can make that turn a bit steep. We can go. Want to try this? I think will be a lot. Oh, no problem, man. Yeah, I had the same problem before. But it's always a work in progress, yeah, as Tom said. That's the great thing. This is a simulator, so crashing does not have any real negative impact. It only allows you to learn more and more. So yes, you start from somewhere. And until now, I'm always learning. Good. Looking good. Where's the ramp? Thanks for the follow, Janix. Cargo is that way. Can we get more context on the airport? Delaware. Let's see. Terminal. Fly advance. Maybe let's go through here. Maybe that's what happens when you don't look outside. Crossing the runway. Yeah, let's do that. Strobes on. Look left. Clear. Look right. Clear. Good. Yeah, looks like we get to end early. Yes! Laying on a yoke. The honeycomb alpha yoke. Highly recommend it. But it's something that you get further down the line. I started off with a very basic yoke. You can actually start with maybe a controller, maybe, just to start with. And then you can get a cheap yoke if you like it. But yeah, you don't have to go all out immediately. Yeah, look at those winds, guys. The windsock is almost fully horizontal. There we go. Yeah, we can stay here. Sure thing, man. Alright. No marshaller? Oh, maybe they're waiting for us in a different area. Man, look at the weather here. And it looks like there is someone there on final. Are they on final? Let's see if we can find them here. Oh, I can't see them anymore. I was hoping we could. I think it's this guy. 2,000 feet. Directly in front of us. I can't find him anymore. He might be inside the clouds there. Cool. Yeah, but let's stop here. Good. Phew. That would be pretty interesting. That would be a pretty interesting experiment. I'll check it with Tiberio and the others in Discord, and I'll keep you guys posted. Because I will really want to make this work. That's going to be a big hassle if the holding patterns, the procedure turns don't work properly. So maybe I'm doing something wrong. We will see. Alright, but anyway, I think that's it. Let's turn off the strobes. Nav lights, these lights as well. Looking good. Got the power. Good. Make sure the magnetos are off as well. These guys. Right, looking good. Open the door. Oh, there's someone on final there. Maybe. Cool. And turn off the battery. Turn off the beacons. Or the beacon. Ooh. Scary. There it is. Man, that looks amazing. Alright. Twist stick and start flying. That is a good recommendation. Yes, that's a great recommendation. Good. Alright, so let's call it there for now, guys. Thank you for joining me. Stream sniping. What do you mean? You never use yokes. Left hand stick and a throttle quadrant. Yeah, whatever works for you. Nice. Yeah, I tried yokes maybe a year ago. It's a very different feeling and I liked it. So I always look for planes that have yokes. Eye of the hurricane once. Yeah, it looks scary, doesn't it? Goodness. Thankfully it hasn't reached here yet, but yeah, the clouds are moving fast. Shoo. That graphics. Anyway, alright, let's leave it there, guys. Thank you for joining me. Appreciate the company. And yeah, sorry the holds didn't work as intended. We'll see how we work with that. But yes, looking forward to the development of this GTNXi. Let's hope that those kinks get ironed out soon enough. Oh, someone actually landed there. Frontier. AIG traffic for the win. Alright, guys. Looks like we managed to land just in time as the weather comes in. Thanks for watching. Clumsy flying, and catch you in the next one. Have a good day. Have a good night. See you soon. Bye-bye.